What we do here is go back.
Oi Brahs, content Coppa here. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. Just like the title suggests, we're going to be going over the infamous and notorious streamer Mizkif. Mizkif is a popular Twitch streamer and YouTuber. His real name's Matthew, and he's also a co-founder of one of the biggest gaming organizations on Twitch, OTK. Now, Mizkif is very popular. He has a lot of fans who enjoy his content. However, with that popularity can come a lot of prying eyes, a lot of scrutiny. And just like any good Twitch streamer's done in the last 5 years, Mizkif has got himself caught in a lot of controversies. In today's video, I'm going to be going over what Mizkif himself states that he does versus what he actually does and how he treats his friends and other people on the platform. A streamer named Adriana Lee is at a house party. She's had quite a lot of alcohol to drink and is trying to find a place where she can rest her head. Another person at this party and a Twitch streamer known as Slick is reportedly following Adriana around and, according to other eyewitnesses at the party, is inappropriately touching her. Adriana's friends at this party claim to have told Slick to stop doing that, but whenever they did, he would leave the room and sometime later come back and follow Adriana around. Slick would later claim that he was merely checking Adriana's pulse and making sure that she was okay. Fast forward to the year 2022, around September time. Mizkif is arguing with another popular Twitch streamer named Trainwreck about the use of gambling and promoting gambling on Twitch. Trainwreck drops a massive bombshell. Trainwreck accuses Mizkif of covering up multiple SAs over the last couple of years, and also claims that Mizkif sends people around to their houses, to these girls' houses, to essentially control the narrative and or silence them. Now, from this point onwards, the water gets a little muddied, mainly because we have different sources and different people coming forward, all giving their versions of what happened that night and the weeks following the argument on Twitter between Mizkif and Trainwreck. For instance, Adriana Lee says this on a live stream.
And some girl was like, this girl named Novaru, so she was like, I don't like Slick because she touched my friend. We weren't friends. She had me blocked on fucking Twitter. I don't even know why. She had me blocked because she had beef with my other friend. She told my story saying, oh, he touched my friend while she was unconscious. Told that story, and then it blows up on LSF. Everyone's like, the girl needs to come out. Whoever the girl is needs to come out. So I went to my friend, who is the one who told me, because obviously I was unconscious, who was the one who told me that he was doing that, because apparently there was like my group of friends who was like trying to protect me from him and kept telling him to stop, and he just kept doing it. Then I went over to his house and I was like, okay, let's write this twit longer because fuck Nova. I'm gonna go on Nova. I'm gonna go on Slick. I hear Mitch, Barry, and Maya come in. I don't want to deal with them. I just want to write this twit longer and move on with my life. Maya was like, I just don't think you should say anything at all. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Or she said I should say something anonymously or whatever, and was like, no, or I should say it wasn't that big of a deal and I'm over it now. And I was like, listen, I'm going to be true to myself. I'll make Slick look good, like an angel, because I did. In the twit longer, if anybody ever bothered to read it, because a lot of people didn't, I came to a even point with Maya, because Maya was like, we don't want to kick him out. So I was like, okay, whatever.
But we also have different testimonies from people like Maya, who was Mizkif's ex-girlfriend, saying this.
I woke up to messages or something about Nova coming out, baiting a story that Adriana was going to write a twit longer about Slick and him sexually assaulting her, or him being a predator, or what have you. I woke Miz up, told him, woke Mitch up, told him. We were all freaking out. Miz said he was going to kick Slick out. Slick told me his side of the story. Mitch is friends with Adriana. Miz wanted me and Mitch to go to Adriana's house to talk to her and find out what happened. I wanted to go find out what happened and figure out what was going to happen with Slick. Originally, she said, and I know a lot of people are saying that I told her not to say anything, which I don't believe is the case. It's been a long time, but she said on her stream she didn't want to come out with it because she didn't want to get the short end of the stick. She said that she wanted to come out with a statement, so I said okay. And her friend in that call, Kyle, was there the day of as well. He mentioned, I told her that day, I was like, as a woman, if this is your story, you should be able to tell it, right? I was fine with her, the twit longer, fine, right. She was going to write a twit longer. And I asked her if she thought that Slick raped her or sexually assaulted her. At the time, she said no. So I said, okay, could you include that in your twit longer then? And she said, okay. She still wanted to tell her whole story. She said everything that happened that night in that twit longer.
We also have Mizkif's best friend called Mitch, who's also a Twitch streamer, who says this.
Maya had woken up Miz, and then I was also woken up, and then we were all standing there, and we were like, okay, what are we gonna do?
Who decided to go and sit down in a room, in a bedroom somewhere to make a plan?
Yeah, I mean, that was Miz's idea to create a plan of what we're going to do.
What was said during that sit down, let's go to Adriana's house?
Okay, Maya was trying to get Adriana's side of the story. Maya and I both wanted to see if Slick's and Adriana's stories added up, because at that point in time, everyone in our house had just had the info of Slick, right? So, but we knew that something was wrong and he fucked up. But we wanted to hear her side of the story just to see what he did wrong or whatever. And that, when we were in the room, is what we were discussing at first. Obviously, Miz, was very worried that his best friend was going to get kicked out, and he was feeling very much so affected by it. He was worried about Slick or whatever. Told Maya you're Maya Higa, you know who you are. And he told me also to not say shit. He was like, Mitch, you're an idiot. Don't say shit. And I'm like, okay. And my only intention going over there was to figure out what her side of the story was. I just wanted to hear her talk. I had nothing to say to her other than that. And so you're saying, was there malicious instruction from Miz, is what you're asking me. The word malicious, I do think that Miz is the leader of that house and shit. And I think that he definitely knew that he was telling Maya that she knew her strengths and she knew what she could do, or not do, but you know what I mean. She knew that it was a woman-to-woman thing. I can't be in Miz's head and know his intentions, but all I know is from what I thought and what it looked like, I guess, yes, it looked like that.
There are other players that come into the game who also give their own testimonies about what happened that night. There's not really one concrete or solid story that everybody is agreeing upon. So for the sake of going forward for this chapter, I just want to focus on Mizkif himself, specifically what he says he did versus what he actually did. So, what do you think Mizkif did when he was confronted on Twitter by Trainwreck with these allegations? Did he A, take his time and respond in a reasonable and calm manner? B, did he present any evidence, photographic or written evidence, that would go against these allegations and prove them wrong? Or C, did he immediately delete his tweets and replies? Okay, starting off, that's not a good look. Also, fun fact, Slick would later go on to claim that his situation was very similar to the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial that was taking place at the time in 2022. Already, bit of a yikes. But what's even funnier is that one of the people Adriana Lee claimed that was there that night when Slick was inappropriately touching her, then immediately responded to him on Twitter saying that he was a lawyer and that he would come after him. As soon as he posted this, Slick deleted all of his tweets and replies talking about it. Mizkif, it's not looking good, bro. Second thing I want to bring up is what Mizkif was saying in his chat logs. I think we should go over this leaked little chat log together and just discuss why it's not a good look for Mizkif. Mizkif says, that tweet he puts makes it look so weird, but it really looks way different. Lol. I'm talking to Train. He's talking about Slick. Should we keep going? When Maya and Mitch went over to talk to Adriana Lee. No, he's talking about Slick. Is he talking about Slick? I think when Slick got attacked. I don't even know what he means. He then leaves a link in chat and then just puts a laughing emoji underneath it. Look at my reply. Laughing emoji. Clearing the debt has nothing to do with Slicker. Not the place to be if you don't want to drink though. Nice servicer. Saved. If you're looking at my logs at to decide, ask what nen she would use. But it failed. Minx was using manipulation. S days. I think this will last about 3 more days. Minx would have just been a shouting match. Hassan was getting close. He would have left. It would have been GG if I just shit on Slicker. And most streamers especially don't understand. It's the one thing I'm good at. It's really that simple. People don't understand how to talk to people. You know, that last statement is kind of ironic. The reason why I think this chat log looks bad for Mizkif is that, being the head of a company, being a co-founder of it, you're going to have some responsibilities. You're going to have to present yourself in a certain way that makes you look professional, that makes you look mature, and that you know how to handle these allegations, these sort of situations that can come to light. Regardless of if you think these allegations are true or false, you need to present yourself in a good way that looks like you're taking responsibility for these claims. But instead, what he appears to be doing is joking around, not treating the situation seriously at all, and although he would later claim that he was looking out for his friend's best interest, you can see by these chat logs that that's not necessarily the case at all. He just comes across as being immature and a bit inept in this situation. The third thing I want to go over was what Mizkif said in a leaked Discord call between him, Trainwreck, and a bunch of other people, which I'll include here.
I remember the whole day. It was one of the scariest days of my lives. My best friend in the whole world, Slick, people are saying he's about to get canceled. I run in his room. Maya's crying. I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm hyperventilating. Mitch is there. We're all trying to figure out what the fuck we can do for my best friend, right? I care about Slick. I fucking do. I love the guy. People were telling us, mainly Barry, that, Adriana Lee's about to come out with some shit because Novaru, she went out and tried to say some stupid ass shit and accusations about Slick. I am freaking out and I'm literally crying because I'm saying to myself, I'm going to lose my best friend. I'm going to lose my best friend in the entire world. Maya's upset. Mitch is sitting there. We're all freaking out. I tried to get answers. I tried to get, what is Adriana Lee thinking? What is going on here? What's happening to my best friend? I wanted to know.
Were you there that night, Miz?
The party? No. Barry calls us, finally, after Mitch's spam calling. Barry then, from there, he said to us, Slick's done. And I'm like, he wouldn't really give us a good description. He's like, Slick's done. It's over. Adriana's fucking saying that this shit's bad. It's done. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck does that mean? And Barry kind of hung up, and Adriana we didn't get a hold of them pretty much ever. I didn't go because you know why I didn't go? I knew that if I went train, it would have looked immediately like a power play. Because it would have. If I went there and I was sitting there at, 30K Andy against these people, it's going to look like a power play and it's going to look bad. The reason why I sent Maya is because Maya is much more liked. People respect her, and I feel like Maya can talk to these girls because I want to know what the fuck went on with my best friend. I care. I really care.
Miz.
And I was willing to lose
pause.
like that
Just
day.
pause real quick. No, pause real quick.
Okay.
I need you to hear what you just said. Do you understand? Sending Maya because she's liked, trusted, and a girl, you don't understand how much worse that is.
If I sent myself as a 30,000 viewer streamer,
Mitch and your girlfriend, it's an extension of yourself, and it's even worse because now it's under the guise of trust. So let me get this straight. You wake up in the morning and Adriana wants to come out about Crazy Slick. So your instant reaction as innocent good guy Mizkif is, let me send Maya, a trusted and liked girl that can be trusted and related to, over to the house of Adriana. But wait, how do we get there? Mitch, can you find a way to get to Adriana's house? He goes, yeah, let me call Barry. So then they get connected. They go over there. And you want to claim to me the day that she wants to come out, you send 2 people to her house to quote unquote get more information. And then out of your hands, they acted on free will to go and threaten on your behalf Adriana to write a lesser version of the twit longer for no reason at all because you believe Slick did do it, but he was your best friend and you wanted to play it right.
Yes, I was ready to lose Slick that day, and yes, that is all
doing the
true.
same line
I would
again.
never have a rape victim undermine what she did or said.
Then wait for the tweet if you want information. Why are you going? Why are you going before the tweet comes out?
Because we didn't know anything. We barely even knew that there was a twit.
That's not your business to know. That's not your business to know.
When your best friend is getting canceled, man, I'm sorry you want to act. I'm sorry you just want to act.
That act is inappropriate. The act is inappropriate.
My best friend was getting fucking canceled. Emotions were in the
It
air.
doesn't matter. He committed a crime. I don't care if your best friend's getting canceled. Why do you keep bringing that up when you feel pity?
So Mizkif, let me get this straight. You send over your girlfriend at the time, Maya, and also your other friend, Mitch, to Adriana Lee's house to try and get the full narrative from her and to try and get the truth out of her. But what's strange is that Adriana Lee was already going to release that twit long anyway, addressing what she thought had happened according to her friends who were present that night. So it is a little weird why you would send 2 people over there to get the full narrative, as you say. I think what he should have done is he should have let Adriana Lee upload her twit long, let her upload her side of the story, see what she has to say and what her friends who were there that night allegedly had to say. And then from that, he could have interviewed her, he could have spoken with her online or gone to her house in person, and then they could have talked over what happened. Or at the very least, he could have heard her side of the story, gone to check on other people who were allegedly there that night to get their side of the story, to see if it all correlates and to see if she's been truthful or not. I don't understand why he felt the need to send 2 people over in what seems like a bid to control a narrative of sorts. The last thing I want to do him in for, and probably the most damning thing that he said from his own mouth, was what he said on a now deleted live stream after this event took place, which I'll include here.
90% of people, look, I don't think there's a single person that we used to hang out with that doesn't hang out with Slick anymore because of what happened. I actually think there's literally none. Because the reality is, worst comes to worst of it, it's fucking, like, sexual harassment, right? I mean, like, no one, of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever. At a low scale, it's not really a big deal. I don't think people really gave a shit and really cared. When people, like, think of it, they think that he stuck his fucking dick inside her without her consent. And I'm like, that's what people perceive it as.
He's not treating the situation seriously at all. He sounds non-arsed about it. He sounds pretty vulgar and kind of vile about it. If he thought this was a big situation and was trying to take the situation seriously, he would not have said this.
I am a master at cover-ups and reconstruction.
Me too, for 4 years.
Excuse me?
How are we gonna get this guy, man?
Have you tried searching the realms for him?
I've tried everything, Tech Guy. I've tried going to Twitch Prime. I've tried even Kick. I can't find him. Whenever we get a lead, he just slips away. I don't know how. We've got to find him soon. The amount of damage that he's done, not only to other people, but to himself, it's not good.
He's well known for covering his tracks.
How does he keep getting away with it? I just don't know.
Hey, cuz, get the fuck out of here, man.
Holy shit.
Bitch, I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, now, Mizkif. We can all be reasonable here. Ain't that right, guys? We can all be reasonable. Let's talk this out in a nice, civilized, peaceful way.
Time to go night-night, boys.
You know, for somebody who is not only pushing 30, but who tries to present himself as being a person who is looking out for his community, like on Twitter when he fought against Trainwreck for the use of gambling on Twitch and whether or not it should be promoted on the platform, and also how he claims that he helps his fans by donating them money when he's on stream and that, and trying to put himself in a good light. He seems to do the opposite quite a lot, especially to his so-called Twitch friends. Take these DMs that Ice Poseidon shared that were between him and Mizkif from 2018. Let's go over them, shall we? For the sake of reading, I'm going to refer to Ice Poseidon as Ice, and I'm going to refer to Mizkif as Miz. Ice, you're on the RV? Miz, no, we're on the road. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just want a drink. This guy is a Mexican slur. Keep it on the down low. What you want? Food-wise. Ice. Just whatever. Egg sandwich. Miz, can I come over after? Miz, oh, door blocks. Yo, there's an N-word in the car. Yo, need you back. Never mind, fixed. Yo, if you ever need to talk or anything, just DM me and I'll answer. Miz, did you get the tickets when you had the car in Florida? Ice, I think. How'd you get those? Miz, because I paid for the car. Can you stop being an F-slur and pay me? Look, we were friends, Paul, but I'm killing it on Twitch. I don't need you. It's over. Just give me the money and let me go. Miz, if you don't have Reddit, yeah, I wouldn't be as much. 100%. Ice, yeah, feels good, man. Miz, don't ever say that to me again. F-slur. Ice, I need a cameraman for the Butler event. You can kind of see in those DMs that Mizkif was very comfortable using a lot of slurs at the time. Sounds like a good guy, right? Now hold on, I know what you Mizkifs are thinking. Can you, bro? These were taken ages ago. We don't have the full context to these. He could be joking around, who knows? And to that, I'd kind of agree. Arguably, we as people usually grow and mature as we get older. Mizkif might have made attempts to stop saying those things and to grow as a human being and to try and mature, right? Right? Fast forward to May of 2023, when Emaru, a fellow OTK member and somebody who also lives in the same house as Mizkif and is also a Twitch streamer, accidentally leaked some DMs that her and Mizkif had on a live stream. I'm going to read those out as well. Miss, you literally lift your legs like a cheerleader multiple times. Stick a bottle between your legs and play with it. Farm those parasocial people by doing this content in the first place. After claiming to me you don't want these weirdos and you hate this community and hate the just chatting community. Emeru, I genuinely don't think of things like that as sexual when I'm doing it, especially since I'm wearing pajamas. But I will stop. Ms. Okay, lol. Emeru, I do dislike having to always make content for those types of viewers, but I thought this was something that would be easy and low effort. Ms. Go to sleep on stream. Clearly that's one we've talked about, or is bad to do. Emeru, yes. Ms. Heard that 1,000 times. So done with this. I don't believe you at all. Emeru, I'm not trying to attract weird people. I'm sorry. Ms. Bullshit. Emeru, I don't think of things the same way. For some context, Emeru was live when Mizkif was saying these sort of things, and you can see on the live stream that she leaves for 45 minutes, and when she comes back, she appears like she's been crying, she appears a little dejected.
So sorry. I am cringe. I'm fine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make anybody worry. I was just having a moment or whatever. But I have pizza now. Yay. I am perfectly fine. Everything is fine. Oh, I'm a terrible person. Disaster stream. Seems like every stream I do lately. Haha.
An interesting thing about this situation as well is that when people would post about this on Twitter and when news sites would also talk about this, they would mysteriously either delete their tweets or the tweets would be deleted. Mizkif would also start to block people like Blacks who were talking about this situation on Twitter. For a guy who is really meant to be trying to present himself as a good person who likes to look out for the community, he really seems to be quite vile and vulgar about it, doesn't he? And it's also kind of strange that he would try to block people and also try to take tweets down from people who are presenting himself in a bad light. That's a little strange, isn't it?
He'd farm this to death if it wasn't him. Yes, I mean, that's true, but this was happening to someone else. I think he would have done a 24-hour stream covering everything. That's why I personally don't feel much talking about it on stream. Because I know if the shoe was on the other foot, he would have farmed this for hours. He farmed Ray's thing. I remember when Ray was having her breakdown about Reflect, and he was loving farming that kind of content and witnessing Ray have a breakdown on her stream and trying to get involved and say, oh, Ray, here, you should probably stop. And people saying, oh, great job, Mizkif. It's like, motherfucker, this was the guy farming the content. So, no, I don't feel bad talking about it. It's just, to me, it's just business. But, I mean, Ray, as I always say, Ray just kind of believes in the intention of people. But as a bystander and as Ray's friend, I didn't like how that whole thing played out. And I didn't like how people were portrayed in that situation. But, of course, I can't say shit, because at the end of the day, I'm just a bystander.
Taxes. We all love to hate them. Some of us might owe $100 worth, others might owe thousands of dollars worth to the IRS. However, Mizkif has us all beat.
I knew about how much I was gonna owe, and it's about $500,000 more than I thought I was gonna owe. So I'm still $100,000 short. So if any of my rich friends are watching right now, can someone please lend me... Could someone please lend me $100,000 so I could pay the IRS immediately? I'll pay you back, I swear. You can take one of my boxes as leverage. I will pay you back. Can you get us a pizza? I mean, I owe $300,000.
Wait, why do you order that much money?
Taxes. I couldn't pay for it.
Bro, how? What happened? I just play the game.
Just
play the game.
No. XQC actually has a good point for once. Mizkif, why do you owe that amount of money to the IRS? What the hell have you been spending all your money on, man?
Apparently, the reason why I owe $500,000 more in taxes than I thought I would owe is because my old accountants that I switched put my money somewhere and we can't touch it because they were paying it for my federal tax of my company. Basically, there's about $400,000 out there with your name on it that we need to get back, but we can't get it back yet because you switched accountants. So that means that you need to pay this amount, and then in a few months or even 6 months or something like that, we'll get this money back. So basically, I owe 700 grand in taxes in like 4 days. I don't have that.
From the bottom of my heart, no one asked.
I've seen some comments underneath his YouTube videos that try to speculate on why Mizkif owes so much money to the IRS. You know, I do feel bad for Emery. Not only does she have to deal with Mizkif kind of bullying her in her DMs, but now she also has to deal with Mizkif taking money from her.
So, I haven't said this on stream, but so since the loan shark joke thing started, not a lot of people, like 3 or 4 people, have come to me to ask me for massive loans. And I'm just like, and it's all people that it's like, I'm kind of friends with, so it kind of makes me sad. Don't do it. Okay, well, the reason I was fine with loaning to Miz is because I know he has that money, just not in liquid, and I know he will pay me back, not like take forever. Like, these people must think because I was like, sure, I can give you 400k for like 1 or 2 months, Mizkif. They think I'm like secretly hoarding like $10 million or something. I'm like, what the frick?
Something else I want to bring up that Mizkif himself says in a video is that he thinks it's fun to owe your friends a large amount of money.
Look, okay? It's a lot of money that I'm owed. I'm owed 360 grand. It's okay. But now I owe, look chat, it's kind of fun. I owe $400,000 to my friends. Isn't that kind of fun? It's like a game. Now it's like, oh, how do I get that? And then it's like, oh, how do I get that? I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be really funny for you to say that, Mizkif, to all those people who owe the IRS a large amount of money and who can't pay it back. Just tell them how fun it is, right? You know, tell them to just get rich friends and to just get money from them to pay for it, right? Because that's funny, isn't it? I also think it's an immature way of going about these things, especially in front of your young and impressionable audience, who I'm guessing are mainly young teenagers, right, Mizkif? So to be going around joking about owing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth to the IRS, and then saying that you think it's funny and that you're proud of taking loans from your friends, I don't think that comes across as a good impression to make in front of your fans. Green cunt. Tech guy. Thank God for that. You didn't see where that Mizkif guy went, did you? I don't know where the hell we are. Keep your eyes out.
I'm gonna delete you faster than I delete my tweets.
Oh shit. Oh no, green cunt.
Constable, wait.
What are you doing, tech guy? We gotta help him.
You can't defeat him.
What the hell can we do then?
Green Kun must use his secret power.
No, he doesn't know about it and he's not ready for it yet.
He must, or we will all perish.
Right, you distract him, I'll go tell him. Green cunt, listen to me, alright? You have to trust me. Take off your goggles. Aye, bro. There's no time, you've got to do it now. Aye, bruh.
What do you want, Four Eyes?
Nice one, bruh.
Great job, you green bastard.
Tech guy, take us home. So, Mizkif, I speak to you directly now. What are you gonna do about this video? Are you going to take on all the critiques in this video and apply them to yourself to become a better human being? Are you going to treat your friends a lot nicer and be more of a respectable person? Are you going to ignore these criticisms and ignore any drama that comes your way? Are you going to unfairly copyright strike this video or try and get the higher ups at YouTube to delete it because it's putting you in a bad light? Or better yet, are you going to send 2 people around to my house to try and control the narrative? I guess only time will tell, right? Thank you, Brahs, for tuning into today's video. And remember, learn from your mistakes. Don't keep repeating them.
What news do you bring, my servant? Then the time has come. We must sacrifice the one named Green Kanye.